Hey you guys, before I got into the video, I just wanted to talk briefly about my new ebook, Zodiac Signs Sex Language. Whether you're looking to improve your sex life and your dating life, or if you're just looking to expand your knowledge about astrology, this is definitely the right book for you. This book is meant to help you improve your sex life, your dating life, and your love life, your relationships, and to spice it up in the bedroom if need be, or to just once again help you learn more about astrology. So if you're interested in any of these things, if you're interested in learning about the different love languages and the different sex languages of the zodiac signs, definitely look into getting this book, Zodiac Signs Sex Language, written by me, edited by me, and designed by me, Lamarr Townsend. So you can purchase this ebook on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com, or you can purchase it on Amazon, on the Amazon Kindle ebook store, all right? Or just amazon.com. All right, into the video we go. Thank you for listening and watching. The Mercury sign in astrology rules our communication style, but there's more. So, some people sometimes get it twisted and think we are just our sun sign, but we're so much more. See, a birth chart, aka a natal chart, is the placements of the planets in the sky at the time you were born. So it's so important to get a birth chart and to understand your birth chart, and to understand the placements of your birth chart, not just the planet placements, but the house placements as well. So if you would like a birth chart reading, contact me on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. But let's get a little bit into the Mercury placement here in this video. So like I was saying, everybody has a placement of the planets at the time that you were born. You even have a placement, a birth chart for your business. When you establish your business, that's the time that your business was birthed, right? So your business has its own business horoscope. So if you would like a horoscope reading for your business to find out what your Mercury is, Mercury, for example, in a birth chart for a business speaks to social media, your social media style, and how you present your business and your information on the web, and how you present it to the public and things like that. So get a business birth chart reading from me on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. But okay, so Mercury in the birth chart, speaks to our communication style, but it's so much more. Mercury is also, our intelligence, our ability to formulate ideas and thoughts. This is also our primary and secondary education, okay? This is the things that we tend to be interested in, okay? The subjects that we may be interested in, or things like that. This is also our communication skills, how we prefer to others to communicate with us as well. The types of people that we tend to interact with and attract to us based on our thoughts. So, in our beliefs. So, and you can see how this can relate to a business. You attracting the people that you attract based on your own thoughts and beliefs, and the, thoughts and beliefs that your brand, the brand of your company emits, or, kind of causes people to feel, to think, when they think of your brand, when they think of your company, when they think of your business. So Mercury deals with how we formulate our thoughts, how we communicate. It is also our intelligence, the things that we find intriguing, the subjects that we find intriguing, and things of that nature. So this is why it's so important to know your Mercury sign. For example, my Mercury is in Sagittarius. So Mercury in Sagittarius being ruled by Jupiter. Jupiter rules expansion. It rules, expansion of the mind, higher knowledge, higher learning, all right, higher education. It also rules the ability to be tolerant and open-minded. So, Jupiter is a very fast energy, very fast-paced energy, always on the go, always seeking to expand. So a Mercury in Sagittarius person tends to be a quick thinker, a quick speaker, a quick communicator. Sometimes it's difficult for people to keep up with or to understand fully a Mercury in Sagittarius person, because their thoughts can be so sporadic and out there, and sometimes taboo, because Jupiter rules taboo. So Mercury in Sagittarius person tends to be attracted to other people who are kind of, open-minded and communicate like them, are fast, and can keep up with them and think fast, and are able to change subjects quickly and to weave things in. such as other Mercury in Sagittarius, is Mercury in, maybe a Mercury in Aries, but a Mercury in Aquarius is what I meant to say, you know. A Mercury in Gemini would be amazing, right? You know, speaking of Mercury in Gemini, Mercury ruling Gemini can be someone who is also very quick and adaptable, great with words. You know, someone who has a wide range of vocabulary, someone who is very quick on their feet, very quick-witted, very creative in the things that they come up with, the things that they think, the things that they are able to come up with on the spot, you know, kind of like Sagittarius, very quick thinkers, right? This is someone who at times can say what's on their mind. Sometimes Geminis cannot have a filter, so this is someone who can at times not have a filter. You know, they can sometimes spill secrets, you know, accidentally. All right, Mercury in Gemini. Mercury in Gemini is also someone who can be very childlike in their communication style, because Geminis can be very childlike, very childish sometimes in their communication style. So these are the types of people who can like sometimes talk in text talk, like LOL types of talk, you know, have their own type of code, kind of like Mercury and Sagittarius, their own kind of code language, their own kind of code, code thought process, their own kind of inside jokes like that with other people. A Mercury in Capricorn, you know, this is someone who always has success on their mind, always has achievement on their mind, you know, and seeks to align themselves with other people as such, you know. A Mercury in Capricorn is someone who's very deliberate in their communication. Capricorn being ruled by Saturn, you know, ruling, you know, the serious things like karma, you know, career, profession, or status in society, or a sense of responsibility. So Mercury and Capricorns are very responsible when it comes to their communication style. They only speak facts. They only speak typically things that they have researched, that they have proven to be true. All right, whether they have researched it or they've experienced it themselves. Okay, so they typically speak on things that they know. All right, and they expect the same thing from other people in return, and it irritates them when people speak on things that they don't know. All right. This is someone who's very practical in their communication style, very practical, straight to the point, doesn't like to beat around the bush, probably doesn't like small talk, all right? Whereas Mercury in Gemini and Sag love small talk, okay? Mercury in Taurus being ruled by Venus rules friendship, beauty, harmony, passion, okay? So this is someone who probably loves to talk, loves to be surrounded by people, maybe even if they don't like to talk. They love the ambiance of good harmony, of good camaraderie, okay? This is someone who may enjoy talking about things that they're passionate about. They may enjoy, you know, researching and being knowledgeable about things that they're passionate about, from sports to, you know, something like activism. You know, Tauruses can be very activist types of people, especially Mercury in Taurus. You know, this is all about equality, harmony, you know, rooting for the underdog. That's that Venus energy, you know. This is someone who can be a bit stubborn in their communication and the way that they think about things at times, because sometimes Taurus can be very stubborn energy. Alright, sometimes it takes them a while to come around and see the other person's perspective, the other situation's perspective. Sometimes it can be difficult for them to put themselves in another person's shoes, because they're so used to being in their own shoes mentally, right? You know, so sometimes, like for example, you can have Pisces sun and a Sagittarius moon, super duper open-minded, Jupiter energy, both ruled by Jupiter. Pisces is also ruled by Neptune, so you have that natural kind of spiritual energy that you're kind of tapped into. Sorry, I'm so thirsty. And if you're wondering why this is so loud, there's crystals in this. I've done a video on this, and lemon water, or lemons, so. All this talking makes you thirsty, especially after you've had a ton of coffee, iced coffee. So, what was I saying? So you could have a Pisces sun and a Sagittarius moon and an Aquarius rising, right? Aquarius being ruled by Uranus, super open-minded, always looking forward, always taking risks energy. Although we do have Saturn, Aquarius being ruled by Saturn, doesn't really matter. But If we have Mercury in Capricorn, this is Mercury in Taurus, this is someone who, in terms of the way they think about something, in terms of the way that they formulate their thoughts about something, they can be very stubborn on certain things, certain aspects, no matter how open-minded their chart allots them. If you, like a Mercury in Taurus, if they believe something to be true, they can believe something to be true, even if the facts are presented to them in their face. They can be that stubborn people, where it just makes you want to, like, why can't you just admit it, but they're just very adamant people, very dedicated people to their cause, their passions, what they hold to be true to themselves, So not all Mercury and Taurus is the same, though. It really depends. Taurus can be a very kind of demure energy that could be muted or enhanced by different energies. So Mercury in Virgo is definitely someone, Virgo being ruled by Mercury, who is super duper analytical, because Mercury rules the ability to analyze. Okay, Virgo being super duper analytical, because here we have that Mercury energy, but then we have it in an earth sign. Virgo is an earth sign, so here we have that analytical energy, but in a practical way. So Virgos apply that energy in a super duper practical way. This is someone who may voice their opinions in that way, who's super duper detailed in their thought process, in the way that they process things visually, probably, as well as mentally, intellectually. So this is someone who may be very critical and may voice those opinions naturally. Something as simple as, this can be the type of person who can, criticize even the smallest things, such as, ooh, this pavement needs to be repaved. Look at all this mess. This is horrible. And it could look fine to other people, but to a Mercury in Virgo, is going to find something wrong with it. Whereas like a Mercury in Gemini would be like, do you know that pavement, has this and this and that chemical, and now they've created this super pavement that has less of that chemical and more of this chemical, and now it's biodegradable and better for the environment. You know what I'm saying? Whereas it takes a while for Virgo to get there. You know what I'm saying? Mentally speaking, a Mercury in Virgo, because once again, they can just be very practical people, surface level, like, detailed people, so they can just be very critical of themselves as well, too, which can not always be the best thing. It can sometimes be a good thing, because, Mercury and Virgo will always push themselves to be the best, to always perfect themselves and refine themselves, and to learn from their mistakes or whatever, what so have you, their experiences, learn from their experiences. But a Mercury in Virgo can be very hard on themselves sometimes, okay? Kind of like a Mercury in Gemini with that Mercury energy, okay? Both being ruled by Mercury, but they can in turn be hard on other people, so they can sometimes hold other people to certain standards as well, and get frustrated when other people can't meet them on the same intellectual level. So speaking of that, Mercury in Aquarius can kind of be the same way, get frustrated when people can't meet them on the same intellectual level. This is someone who can be very mentally detached, okay? It can be hard to reach them sometimes. It can be hard to get them to communicate when you want them to communicate, because Mercury and Aquarius can be very into their own worlds, okay? Here we have that Uranus energy with that Saturn energy, so mentally they can be one place but in another place, Saturn can be that way. Uranus, though, can be very eccentric and unconventional and unpredictable. Here we have that change energy. So Mercury in Aquarius is someone who can be unpredictable in their thought process, in the way that they present themselves. So one day they can be communicative, the other day they can be kind of standoffish, 1 hour they may be standoffish, the next minute, they may be in your face, hee-haw, and, it really depends, because they can just have so much on their mind sometimes, with Mercury and Aquarius, so it really depends. Mercury in Scorpio. Now here we have that Mars energy. Mars rules, our self-assertiveness, our will to get things done, okay? Also rules how we express our raw energy, our sexuality. Pluto's also rules Scorpio. So Pluto rules the deep subconscious, okay? Evolution, spiritual growth. So Mercury in Scorpio is someone who's always looking at the intentions, the deeper, darker truths of what is being presented to them, whether it's information, whether it is a person, a place, or thing. What is the deeper energy here? Scorpio, Mercury in Scorpio can be really in tune with energies, with the energy of things, okay? With the deeper meaning of things, Mercury in Scorpio is someone who needs the truth, and nothing but the truth. And if they don't feel like they don't have the truth, they'll dig, research, and find out the truth. So Mercury in Scorpio is someone who typically is difficult to hide the truth from, because eventually they're going to find out the truth. Mercury and Scorpios are really, really good at camouflaging themselves. So they're really good at smiling in your face, meanwhile collecting information for their memory bank for future use. Okay, this is someone who's very slick and sly, very cunning. But, that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes Mercury and Scorpio uses that for the benefit of other people as well as for the benefit of themselves, okay? Mercury in Scorpio is just kind of always finding things that other people aren't paying attention to, because Mercury in Scorpio is super duper observant. Okay? Now, this is how we take in information, Mercury, right? So, kind of like Virgo, that depth, whereas Virgo's more detailed depth kind of thing. Of course, if you're detailed, you're going to look at things deeper, right? But Scorpio's looking at things deeper in terms of a soul level, like in terms of the stripping everything back and getting to the truth level, right? Like I said, it takes a while for Virgo to get to the truth because they're paying attention to every little detail, some things that don't necessarily matter, right? So when it comes to Mercury and Scorpio, very detailed, very much a person who tries to get right down to the truth of the matter, alright? Very much a person who is easily able to discern when something is a lie or feels like a lie. And if something feels like something, they're going to dig deeper into that. Kind of like a Virgo. These two have similar energies in a weird kind of way, Mercury in Cancer. Cancer is ruled by the moon, okay? The moon rules our emotional self, our, inner self, our emotional instincts, okay? So with Mercury in Cancer, okay, this is someone who, once again, is going to be in tune with their feelings, okay? Their feelings are going to matter to them. They process their emotions through their feelings. They process their feelings through their emotions sometimes, okay? So a Mercury in Cancer is someone who can sometimes get it mixed up, get their thoughts mixed up with their emotions, get their emotions mixed up with their thoughts. And sometimes this can be a good thing, sometimes this can be a bad thing. What it is that Mercury in Cancer needs to kind of get it in such a way that they get their emotions and their thoughts in alignment, or to work together to come to some type of conclusion. To not always ride with solely logic, alright, which is you going into your Capricornian trait, which is your polar opposite zodiac sign, and not solely on your emotion, which is your natural trait of, your moon energy. So with a Mercury in Cancer, it's all about, of course, that middle ground is intuition, insight, right? So, that natural insight to situations, to people, of course, as well, to your own self and how you react, how you naturally kind of instinctively think about things. Just knowing yourself inside out is really important for Mercury in Cancer, so that you can better feel and know other people and situations inside and out. Does that make sense? I feel like that would hopefully make sense to Mercury in Cancer. If it makes sense to you, you probably have Mercury in Cancer. Alright? What are we missing? What have we not done? Have we done the Mercury in Libra? Mercury in Libra, Are we missing a few fire signs? Mercury in Libra is someone who, Libra being ruled by Venus, Libra being an air sign. This is someone who's super duper social. This is someone who can, talk about pop culture and then switch to talking about politics, and then switch to talking about home decor. This is someone who, my moon is in Libra, my Mercury is in Libra, but I get this energy. This is someone who is just kind of all over the board, a good networker, a good person, Mercury in Libra is a good person to talk to. They're typically good charmers and things like that. So, Mercury in Libra is someone who's always, thinking of fairness and justice and equality for all. This person does not like rudeness, all right? This person does not like unfairness in any way, whether it's being upon them or just someone's being treated unfairly, or especially if it's someone that they love. Okay, this is someone who will go to bat for someone that they love or for themselves, especially if it's an unfair situation. Always thinking of fairness and equality. Okay, very diplomatic in their thought process. Okay, always looking at both sides of a situation. Always taking into account both sides, never taking a side, especially if one person is right and the other person is clearly wrong. Being honest about the situation, faulting, showing faults with both sides, but also being honest with themselves as well, being able to do that with themselves too. Okay, so we've done the Mercury and Earth, Mercury and air, Mercury and water, right? Mercury and, oh wait, we didn't do Mercury and Pisces. Mercury and Pisces. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter and Neptune. So Jupiter rules expansion, higher knowledge, higher education, right? The ability to be open-minded and tolerant of other people and different ideologies and belief systems and cultures in society. And Neptune rules spirituality. It rules the metaphysical. Okay, it rules our hidden strengths and weaknesses. All right, our ability to be alone. All right, and be comfortable with being alone. So, Pisces, Mercury in Pisces is someone who can be very comfortable being alone in their thoughts. Someone who can be very comfortable in being alone with themselves, so that they can sometimes sort their own thoughts out. Being around people who help them sort their thoughts out. Being around people who they can absorb wisdom and information and knowledge from. Here we have that Jupiter energy, so they're always seeking to expand. They're always seeking to learn more wisdom, more knowledge, things that help them to grow and evolve, right? Especially spiritually with that Neptune energy, all right? So this is someone who can be very wise naturally, maybe from being around wise people, being a wise soul, learning why, gaining wisdom through experience. Okay, this is someone who naturally can probably attract a lot of different friends, a lot of different people who have different kind of thought processes, ideologies, ways of living. Right, Sagittarius, Jupiter rules the taboo. So, this is someone who can be very open-minded in the way that they think about things, the way they think about life. Okay. Lastly, I think we have not done Mercury in Aries. Mercury in Aries, or did we do Mercury in Aries? Well, Aries rules Mars, or Mars rules Aries. This is someone who is very self-conscious, typically about their image, because Aries rules the first house of self-image. Not always, but a lot of times their image matters to them, the way they're seen, alright? This is someone who is can be very powerful in the way that they speak, very powerful in their thoughts, the way that they feel about things. They can make their thoughts very known, very prominent. They're natural leaders. So these are the types of people who can be leaders in movements and things like that, Mercury and Aries. Once again, these types of people are not afraid to speak their mind. Typically, the Mercury and fire signs are people who are not afraid to speak their mind. Mercury in Aries, Mercury in Leo, Mercury in Sagittarius. So, that being said, this is the Mercury in Aries. Okay, this is the Mercury sign in astrology in a natal chart or birth chart reading. If you would like to know what your Mercury sign is in your natal chart, contact me for a birth chart reading. on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. Once again, I do individual birth chart readings, okay? Compatibility birth chart readings, love compatibility birth chart readings, regular compatibility birth chart readings, and business birth chart readings. Remember, your own business has its own horoscope. The date you establish your business is the date your business was born. So therefore, find out the horoscope of your business. It's going to be so good. Like I said, Mercury is going to help you with promotion, social media, the right words to say, helping you to give you insight into why you attract certain customers, in terms of, the way your business, your brand is presented, the things people think of when they think of your brand. So Mercury is so important in a business birth chart reading as well. So get a business birth chart reading from me. And I appreciate you guys. Also, I do psychic tarot readings, messages from your spirit guides, and so much more. So check all of those out on my website, lamarrtownsendtarot.com. Please like, share, subscribe, follow me on social media, Instagram and Facebook. Namaste, love and light. Hey guys, thank you for listening and watching. Please hit the like button, share with your friends and your family, and also please subscribe, of course. And if you're interested in my ebook, check out my ebook. Purchase it on my website or on Amazon. I would also love it if you would follow me on my social media, Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, thank you guys for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video, alright?